my name's Janet, and today I'd like to welcome you to the 30-Day Yoga Challenge. What is that, you ask? 30 yoga classes, 30 minutes each, 30 days in a row, and you will watch your practice, your body, your life transform. So each day I'm going to bring in a special focus, like today's focus is breath and what the breath does for us in our yoga practice. So at the end of the 30-minute class, I'll bring you greater information, a deeper explanation of the aspect. Today it's breath. So before we get started, maybe grab your props. I would recommend, if you have them, to grab a couple of blocks, maybe a strap or a necktie or the belt to your bathrobe is what my sister uses. A couple of blankets, any blankets will do, and we'll get started in child's pose. So to come to child's pose, come down to your hands and knees, open your knees wide, bring your big toes to touch, push your hips to your heels, stretch your arms forward on the mat, and then soften onto the mat. Forearms, forehead, relax to the mat. You will be in child's pose for about 4 minutes, so settle in and let me share with you a little bit more about child's pose. Child's pose is a resting posture. It's a place you come back to at any point in our shared practice when you just need to take a break. It is also a great posture for stretching out the low back. The hips get a really good stretch there. And then as your arms reach forward in this extended version of child's pose, you will find a little more stretch through the body. Now to the breath. The breathing technique we use in our practice is called Ujjayi breathing, Ujjayi pranayama. So Ujjayi breathing is done by sealing your lips and breathing slowly in and out of your nose. So hold your child's pose if you can, and breathe in and out of your nose. As you breathe in and out of your nose, you want to lengthen the breath out, breathe as long and slow and deep as possible, and allow the breath to be continuous. You're about halfway there. So as you really settle in, you might notice that you need to wiggle, you need to stretch, you need to move. Maybe you need to even come out of the posture before my tutorial or before my guidance. So if you need to come out of child's pose, totally fine. What's most important is that you take care of your body. You know your body better than anyone else. You know what feels good, and yoga feels good. So stay with it or change, and keep that in mind as we move through this beginning yoga practice. With your next breath in, begin to rise onto your hands and knees, tabletop position. Let's set ourselves up for down dog by spreading the fingers out nice and wide like starfish on the beach. Your palms align beneath your shoulders and your hands are shoulder width apart. As you look down and back, your knees are hip width apart and your feet are separated about that same amount. From there, curl your toes under, take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out of your nose, send your hips up and back into downward facing dog. You'll be in downward facing dog for about a minute, maybe a little less. You can stretch it out, maybe pedaling out the legs. If it becomes too intense for you, you can come back to tabletop to rest, or even rest in child's pose, of course, or stay with it, down dog. You're halfway. Your hands, fingers spread wide, push through thumb and first finger. Press your heart back towards your thighs and your hips up high. It's okay if your heels do not touch the mat. And it's okay to keep the knees bent. Take this downward facing dog in a way that feels good for you. We're almost there. Really stretch it out. This posture builds upper body strength and lower body flexibility. So the arms are getting strong and the legs are getting stretchy. From downward facing dog, lift your gaze to your hands and slowly with bent knees walk to the top of the mat. Keep your knees bent. This will help your back. Now as you come close to the top of your mat, leave your feet apart hip distance, 2 fists between your arches. This is ragdoll forward fold, so you want to hang like a ragdoll. Your hands can touch the mat. If you're really stiff, some of you might need to use your blocks, and that's okay. You make it work for you. If you feel comfortable here, kind of roll side to side a little bit, holding on to your opposite elbows. Just breathe. Unfortunately, low back pain is fairly common in our culture, so if your back hurts, keep your knees bent. You can keep the feet separated or challenge your balance by bringing your feet together. Soften your knees and begin to roll all the way up to standing. One vertebra at a time. Once you come all the way upright, circle your arms over your head, bring your palms to touch, and then slide your hands down to your heart space. Gaze down over your fingertips or close your eyes. This posture is called samastitihi, and it means standing at attention or equal standing pose. Here we set an intention for our practice. Our intention today is to be aware of our breath. Notice how your body is breathing. Keep it slow and deep, smooth and even, flowing in and out of your nose. Feel your breath and your focus on it. Breathe that in. And as you breathe out, open your eyes and release your palms to your sides. Inhale to Mountain Tadasana. Let me turn toward the camera to show you. As you stand with the arms overhead, your palms turn in, your shoulders relax down. From the side, I want you to be aware of your pelvic tilt. So your booty might want to tilt back or under, and you want to find that perfect neutral spot. Mountain is firm and strong. Breathe it in. As you exhale, fold forward. Plant the palms together above you and soften your knees, especially if your back is tight, and fold all the way back down toward the mat. We've been here before, so let's add on. Inhale to a halfway lift. As you lift halfway, squeeze your shoulder blades together, look down and slightly forward. Create as much flatness in your back as possible. Many of us tend to be way back there in our halfway lift, so I want you to shift a little forward toward the balls of your feet. Maybe your fingers touch your shins, your thighs, whatever feels most supportive. Breathe it in. As you exhale, plant your palms on the mat and step back to that downward facing dog. Let's hold this down dog for 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more time. Inhale. And as you exhale, look forward and carefully walk to forward fold at the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come back to mountain. That was Sun Salutation A. Now we're going to do that, flowing 1 breath to 1 movement 2 times through. We'll hang out in down dog for 3 breaths. Here we go. Breathe in, stand tall. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step back to downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths together. Here we go. Inhale through your nose. Exhale out of your nose. 2 more. Breathe in. Breathe out. 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in, look forward. And as you exhale, carefully walk to forward fold at the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain. Come all the way up. Here we go. Let's flow. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms. Step back to downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more time. Breathe in. Breathe out. On your inhale, look forward, and as you exhale, walk to forward fold at the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Moving on to Sun B. Here we go. We're going to sit down in an imaginary chair and reach high. Chair pose, or sometimes called thunderbolt. You can see why by the shape of my body. Or fierce pose is more accurate because it builds power in the body. Now, if you're new to yoga and this is beginning, you can stay up high, but if you've been practicing for a while and you want to challenge your strength, start to sit down. Then look down to use your toes. If your knees move forward, it's hard on the lower legs. So you want to back your tush up so you can see your toes. Breathe in, and as you exhale, fold forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And as you exhale, plant your palms and step back to plank. Let's try a yoga push-up. Beginning yoga, we'll do it on our knees. From your knees, breathe in to shift forward, and breathe out to lower all the way down to your belly. On your next inhale, lift your head up and heart up, and this is Cobra pose. If you feel like you want to challenge yourself, you might come to upward facing dog. Keep your feet touching the mat, palms down, push the arms straight, and lift up. Get your knees and thighs off the mat. Watch that you're not slouching, lift up, and then turn your toes over, and we'll meet in down dog. Whew, that was intense. Here we go. Inhale, take your right leg, lift it up. As you exhale, step your right foot between your thumbs. Usually it's hard to get it forward like that, so it might be back here, and you just use your right hand, pull it forward. Spin your back foot firm and flat, and your next breath in brings you up to warrior two. Woo! In warrior two, lunge into the front knee, keep the back leg straight, back toes are turned out, and the front foot is forward. Arrange your foundation, gaze over your right fingertips, and maybe lunge a little deeper. Look down at your right knee and see that it's over your right ankle. We don't want the knee going beyond the right ankle. That gives a little too much strain on the knee. We're here, breathe it in. As you exhale, come to extended side angle. Rest your right elbow on your right thigh. Reach your left hand high. You can look forward toward the camera. You can look up. Maybe you're looking at a TV. This is a little more challenging. Anybody want more? Reach both hands out at 6 and 12 o'clock. A little more, stretch over, breathe in. Stay as you breathe out. Notice my low body's the same as warrior two. Breathe into reverse warrior. Keep the bend in the front knee. Reach your right hand high. Your left hand is light and soft. Back down your back left leg. You're gazing up. Feel your breath. Breathe in. Maybe lunge deeper as you breathe out. Good. One more inhale. Exhale, bring your hands down. Step back. Come to the knees or not. If you know the full expression, do your push-up. Shift forward. Lower down. Lift to up dog. And we'll meet in down dog. Now you can always skip that push-up and you can wait in down dog. Here we go, second side. Inhale, take your left leg, lift it up. Exhale, sweep it through to low lunge. Maybe your left hand pulls the left foot forward for a nice long lunge. Spin the back foot flat and bring it up. Warrior two. In warrior two, both arms stretch out at the same height. Check the back arm. Your gaze is over your left fingertips and you're lunging deep into the left knee. Breathe in. Stay for your exhale. We got this. One more. Inhale. Exhale, tilt it over. Extended side angle. What did you do on the first side? Maybe arms at 6 and 12 o'clock. Maybe reach over your head. Do the same thing here. Breathe it in. Stay as you breathe out. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Back hand light down the back thigh. Left hand high. Low body stays the same. Bring it back. Look up. Feel your breath. Nice and even. Slow and steady. In and out of your nose. Inhale. Exhale, bring your hands back down. Either wait in down dog or step back. Lower to the knees or not. Shift forward. Lower halfway. Lift to up dog or cobra. And we meet in down dog. Nice work. Let's look forward, step through, and have a seat. Grab some water, maybe towel off if you're getting sweaty. Boy, I sure am. So the next segment of our practice is abdominal strengthening. And we'll switch this up from time to time, but for now, let's get some basics. We're gonna work on abdominal crunches or Supta Baddha Konasana crunches, so sit-ups, if you will. We'll work the oblique muscles with some yogi bicycles, and we'll finish with a classic yoga core strengthening posture called boat pose or Navasana. All right, so when you're ready, come to lie on your back. Hug your knees into your chest. Give your low back a nice stretch. Then place your feet on the mat. Knees fall open like butterfly wings. Bottoms of the feet touch. Fingers behind the head. This is important. Keep your elbows wide, chin off the chest. Breathe in. And as you exhale, crunch. Inhale, lower. Exhale, crunch. Now as you keep going, notice the breath. Exhaling as you lift pulls the belly in. Inhaling, the belly softens. Exhale, lift. So keep working your abdominals nice and tight. Last 3. Almost there. 2. 1. Lay back down. Draw your knees in for a hug. Core strengthening is so important. It really helps all aspects of our practice. So let's continue. Yogi bicycles. Knees stay at your chest or tucked up. Fingers behind your head, elbows wide. Extend your left leg out at an angle. Breathe in. Notice my left leg. It's off the mat a good distance. And as I exhale, I'm going to lift and twist to the right, touch my left elbow to the right knee, or at least in that direction. Inhale, come back to center, switch legs, switch sides, exhale. Keep it going. How's the breath? When things are tough on a mat and in life, we tend to hold our breath. I know this is hard. We got this. Almost there. Last 3. 2. Last 1. Release. Hug your knees in. Rock a little side to side. One more boat pose. Here we go. Rock along your spine. Maybe 3 times. And then come up to seated. Once you're seated, your feet are on the mat, fingers behind your knees, roll your shoulders down and back, shine your heart forward, stay as you are, or if you feel it, lift your feet. This is beginning yoga, so this might be it, maybe here, or if anyone's feeling it, extend the arms. If you can keep your back flat, your gaze lifted, straighten the legs for the full expression for 3, 2, 1. Good, release your feet, roll onto your back, hug your knees in, and rock side to side. Awesome. Let's change direction, rock along the spine 3 times, and then come all the way up to seated. Fantastic. The next part of our practice will involve some twisting. So let's meet in down dog. If you need to stop and get water, do so. I'll meet you in down dog. However you get there. All right, here we go. From down dog, inhale, reach your right leg high, and exhale, step it through to low lunge. Lower to your left knee and reach your arms up. This is a variation of crescent lunge. A couple of things I want you to notice. My back toes are curled under. With the back toes curled under, I feel a little more stability. If you're struggling for stability here, toe heel your right foot to the right a little bit. Breathe in, and as you exhale, lower your left hand, reach your right hand. Revolved crescent lunge variation. Take a couple breaths here. Some people might want more. If you want more, you can lift up that back knee. It's beginning yoga, so I'm going to keep my back knee down. One more big breath in. Exhale your right hand inside of the right foot for a nice runner's lunge. Toe heel your right foot to the outer right corner of your mat, forward and out. Shift forward, and this might be enough. If you want more, see if your body can come down to your forearms. Big stretch for the right leg. Woo! Feeling it. I'm also feeling it in the front of my left thigh. Woo! Let's make our way back up onto the palms. And then come back to tabletop for side plank. Now watch what I do with my foot. You're going to take your left foot, kick it out to the left side, take your right leg, reach it down, and reach your right hand high. Anybody want more can lift the right leg, but lean into the left toes if you want to do that. And then let's come back to down dog for side 2. Inhale, reach your left leg high, and as you breathe out, bring your left foot between your thumbs, help it along, come to your right knee. Keep your back toes curled under if you like, and maybe move your left foot to the left for more stability. Rise up to crescent lunge variation. Holding here. We're pushing forward just a little bit. One more big breath in. And bring on the twist by lowering your right hand down, reach your left hand high, and twist open to the left. If you want to bring your neck into the twist, lift your gaze up to your left hand. Good. One more big breath in here, and as you breathe out, lower your left hand inside the left foot, toe heel the left foot to the upper left corner of the mat, and maybe come down to your forearms. Whew. We got this. Feels good to stretch. Taking just a little break here. All right, coming back up onto the palms. Bring yourself back to tabletop, side plank, side 2. So the right foot kind of kicks out like a kickstand with the toes curled under. Shift onto the right palm, line it underneath the right shoulder, reach the left hand high. Maybe look up or look forward. And if you did it on the first side, try lifting the left leg. We're here for 3, 2, 1. Nice work. Let's come back to down dog. This is pretty intense for beginning yoga, but we got this. Let's look forward and step to the top of the mat. Feet together. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. We're going to sit up, reaching high, sitting back into our imaginary chair, and move it into a twist by circling the right arm down and back and the left hand forward. Bring it back to center and try the other side. Good. Come back to center and exhale, release to forward fold. Whew. Let's come all the way down and have a seat for just a moment here. Just noticing how you feel. If you're a little out of breath, that was pretty intense. That was good work. You got this. All right, so another important aspect of our practice is balance. And we try balancing on our hands and on our feet. For today's crow pose, I'm going to teach you how to do crow on your back. Then later in our 30-day challenge, we'll start really working on the full expression. So come to lying on your back like you did for core strengthening. Bring your knees in. And then think child's pose. Knees open, big toes touch. From there, reach your hands to the ceiling. And then lift your head up and bend your elbows towards your knees. And that's our crow pose for today. Later on, down the line, we'll be strong enough, we'll practice it on our hands. Those of you that can do it on your hands, you go for it. And when you're ready, just release it. Take a moment to relax on your back. Maybe Baddha Konasana, reclining bound angle with the bottoms of the feet touching, knees open. Whew. Just take a moment, breathe. All right, feeling calm? If you practice crow on your hands, rest in child's pose. We'll all meet standing on the mat, however you'd like to get there. Come up to standing. Balance is an important aspect of a yoga class. For our first class today, we're going to work on just one balance pose, and that's tree pose. So you find yourself standing, and I love tree because it teaches us about being rooted and aware of our foundation, but it also teaches us how to stay really focused, and trees remind us of breathing. So I'll explain more about that as we get into tree. Shifting onto your left foot or whichever foot you want to start with, turn your right foot out. Now your foot can stay on the floor like this, like a little kickstand. You can bring it to your calf muscle. Some of you might be more advanced and want to bring the foot up to your inner thigh. That's always a choice. Maybe your hands are at heart center. Really feel rooted to the earth and strong in your supporting leg. If you feel strong there and strong in your core, then maybe you reach your arms high. Every time we breathe with plants. We breathe in oxygen, we breathe out carbon dioxide. The trees on our planet and the plants take in carbon dioxide, change it back to oxygen so that we can continue to live. Bring your hands to heart center and lower your foot to the mat. Let's do the other side. For me, it's now the right side is side 2. Turn your left foot out if you're matching me or whatever's right for you, and then bring your foot to the same height. So if you left it down by the ankle, keep it there. If you brought it to the calf, go for it. If you brought it up to the inner thigh, then that's where you go here. Make sure you're strong in the supporting leg, and if you want to grow branches, you can. How's your body breathing? Don't you just love trees? They're so fun. I have so many great memories of childhood, climbing trees. Now I enjoy just looking at them, sitting under them for shade. Bring your hands back to heart center and your foot to the mat. And take a moment to close your eyes. Back to Samasthiti, just feel your breath. Fill up with gratitude for your breath and for the relationship we have with plants on our planet that help us to breathe. Breathe it in. As you breathe out, open your eyes and release your palms down. Let's step to the top of the mat and work on some postures that are great for stretching the body. So we'll start in our mountain. Remember Sun A? As you exhale, fold forward. Inhale to halfway lift and exhale to downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, breathe in to lift your right leg up, and as you breathe out, step it between your thumbs to a lunge. Push the back heel to the mat. Toes point to the upper left corner of the mat if the left foot is at the back, and you rise up. Bring your hands to your hips, pull your right hip back, left hip forward. Check that the right knee is aligned over the right ankle, and then reach your arms high. This is warrior 1. Straighten your back leg, push your back left heel and outer edge of the foot to the mat. Good. We might have a shorter stance in this posture. It's difficult, just step forward. Nice. Breathe in. And as you exhale, open up to warrior 2. Here I recommend a block. From warrior 2, we're going to move into triangle. Take the block in your right hand, straighten your right leg, tilt over, place the right block down, hand on it, and you created a triangle pose. Nice. If you're feeling dizzy, look down or to the side. If you feel pretty confident here and stable, perhaps you look up at the left hand. Nice. Let's slowly rise up, set the block aside, pivot your right foot in, breathe in, and as you breathe out, fold forward. This wide-legged forward fold is really a great stretch for the back of your legs. Take a couple more breaths here. And then sweep your arms out and rise all the way up. Turn your right foot out and bend your right knee. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, come back to down dog. Second side, here we go. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, warrior 1. Now remember that back heel. Push it down. Right toes point to the upper right corner of the mat as I rise up. Bring your hands to your hips. Pull your left hip back, right hip forward. Got it. Good. If you need to shorten the stance and you did it on the first side, do it here as well. And maybe you reach your arms high. Take a couple breaths here. Feel your body getting a nice stretch. Breathe in, especially through the back of that right leg. Feeling it? Stay as you breathe out. One more inhale. Exhale opens us up to warrior 2 for triangle. Straighten the front leg. Reach forward. I'm going to grab my block. Put it inside my foot and stretch over. So here you can see from the back side all the different triangle shapes. My legs in the mat, my torso, my left leg and my left arm. Good. One more breath. And then breathe in to rise up. Pivot your left foot in, bring your hands behind your back. Send your fingers down your back, breathe in, and as you exhale, fold forward. Woo, if that's too much, you can release your hands to the mat. Be brave, you got this. And then let's rise all the way up. Find your way back to warrior two. And release back down to down dog. From downward facing dog, let's shift forward to plank, lower to the knees as needed, and lower all the way down to your tummy. So earlier we talked about Cobra. Let's break it down a little more. We're going to work on back strengthening the muscles of your back. Zip your legs together like one Cobra tail. Push your feet into the mat and start to lift your head up, heart up, and if you can, lift your hands up off the mat. Take a couple breaths here, lifting with every inhale, and then letting it go. Rest your left cheek on the mat, rest your arms by your side, relax. All right, locust, like the bug, chin to the mat, arms out like the letter T, and with your next breath in, fly up, lift up, hold there. Keep breathing. We got this. One more big breath in. And as you exhale, release. Opposite cheek to the mat, arms rest by your side. Whew. Nice. Let's come back to tabletop position. In the future practice, we'll get more back strengthening, but those are two basic foundational ones. If you want to do them again, do it on your own. Awesome. Really good for you to strengthen the muscles in your back. Here we go. Back to down dog for pigeon. Hips high. Lift your right leg up, and then for pigeon or half pigeon, bring your right knee next to your right wrist with your shin on the mat. Your right foot could go towards your left hip, and if you're really struggling here at all, come to seated maybe on a block. That's an option. If you have any injury to the knees, this posture can be done on your back. So if you want to do it on your back and you're familiar with that, go for it. You could stay upright or you could surrender forward. Just breathe. Take a few breaths here, just noticing how this feels. What we're doing here is we're really stretching out the right hip. You can feel it all through the right hip area. We've worked hard, so it's good to stretch out at the end here. And start to make your way back up onto your palms. Curl your back toes under and push back to down dog. Let's try the other side. Breathe in, take your left leg up, and as you exhale, bring your left knee to your left wrist. Now I can show you better what to do with that block. I showed you on side one, that's hard to see, but here the block is within your view, so you get a good idea of what you could do with the block, if you need it. Those of you that are coming all the way down, maybe like me, go for it. I've been practicing yoga for, oh gosh, over 20 years, so over time, I've become very flexible, and that's one of the wonderful gifts of my yoga practice. I hope as you do these 30 classes in 30 days, you start to discover some of the gifts of yoga for yourself. Whew. In addition to increased flexibility, you also get a sense of presence, being mindful, being in the present moment, and just living your life with what's in front of you, rather than worrying about the past or the future. Yoga is in the moment. It's here, it's now. So in this moment, let's come back up onto our palms, curl your toes under, and come back to down dog. That's our last dog of the class, so let's just stretch it out. And then begin to look forward. I recommend grabbing a strap for seated forward fold. You want to make sure you've got plenty of mat behind you. Unravel your strap, throw it over the balls of your feet. Breathe in to lift up. Legs are straight, or if you're really tight here, bend your knees and exhale, fold forward. Whew. From that forward fold, let's rise up, lose the strap, and then come to lying back down on your back as we bring our practice to a close with two more fun postures. The first is happy baby. Open your knees up, reach between your legs, and see if you can grab your feet. You can hold the inner parts of your feet, the outside, peace sign fingers on the big toes, or if you're really tight, maybe hold on to your legs, and whatever you can get. Take yourself lightly, have some fun, rock a little side to side. Try to push as much of your low back, your tail onto the mat. You can straighten your legs a little or a lot. Just be playful. Yoga releases feel-good endorphins. It makes us feel good. Let's move into a twist. Hug your knees back into your heart space. Release your left leg down. Breathe in, and as you exhale, draw your right knee over to the left side of your body. Good. Now you take your right hand, reach it out to the right side. Notice my left hand's holding my right leg, and I can look to the right to complete the twist. Take a few breaths here, just noticing how good it feels to unwind in a twist. I love twisting. Slowly unravel and come back to center, drawing both knees in, change sides, release your right leg down. Left knee pulls in, and then we'll guide the left leg over to the right, using my right hand to bring it over, and my left hand reaches out to the left. Now gaze to the left. Notice my palm is face open. That helps my shoulder open. Really good. Nice. Let's unravel the twist. Draw both knees back into your heart. Maybe even draw your forehead up. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, relax into our final pose, Shavasana, relaxation pose. Now to do this posture, some of you might like to add your blankets underneath your body, maybe underneath your legs or your head for a pillow. And then close your eyes and notice your body breathing. You will usually rest in this posture for 5 minutes or so. And as you continue to rest, I want to give you a little more information about breath. The breath we use in our yoga practice is called Ujjayi breathing. And in this breath cycle, we breathe slowly and deeply, more so than we do in our day-to-day life. There's some things you could do to really feel the breath and how it works, or listen to the sound. Some say it sounds like the ocean waves crashing on the beach, and others think it sounds like Darth Vader. Maybe leaves rustling in the trees. As you breathe deeply in and out of your nose, with your chin tucked slightly, you feel that little vibration at the back of your throat. If you'd like to try this, you can bring the fingers to that little circular round space right there above your breastbone. And breathe in deeply and slowly, and you can feel that muscles pull back there. Now take your other hand underneath your nose, and as you breathe slowly out of your nose, it's like you're steaming up a mirror. The breath is audible. You can hear it. And the sound of your breath is soothing to the nervous system. It's quieting to the mind. And it energizes your practice. And most important, it keeps you present in the moment. So take this lesson with you as you move out into your day. Notice how your body's breathing, and from time to time, just stop. How does your body breathe when you're giving someone you love a hug? How does your body breathe when you have some startling news? Pay attention to your breath. Just notice how it makes you feel. And whenever it's feeling a little stressful, life can be stressful, slow down your breath and you will feel better. I promise. The end of a practice, the yoga practice, we share a word, and it's a Sanskrit word, the language of yoga, the language from India, ancient language. And the basic translation is that the light in me honors the light in you. And you can say it with me or repeat it after me if you wish. Draw your hands up to the space between your eyebrows, your third eye space. From my heart to yours, namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for day 1 of the 30-day challenge. 30 yoga classes in 30 days, about 30 minutes in each video. So keep it going and notice how your life changes and transforms. I know you're going to love it.